Alrighty, let's see if everything is up and running. We got the sounds, we got the YouTubes. Let's check to make sure the YouTubes is working. Maybe. Do 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 do. It's just bots. Alright. Cool. Okay, go away. Discord. There we go. Okay, we're back. Yay. So, I've been having trouble with my camera running out of battery. So, originally I was looking at the official charging cable for the Sony a6000, which is the camera I have. It's like $150. Didn't really want to buy that. So, I picked up a sort of universal adapter kit thing. I'm going to crack this open and get it set up and try it out. Make sure my camera doesn't explode, stuff like that. Basically, I want to make sure that this is running for Sunday when I stream Legion with my husband. It should have everything I need in it, according to Google. Okay, so let's see. We've got a power brick of some kind. We've got battery clunk goes in there. And we've got the charger and a little strappy strap. Alright. So, let's take a gander at the camera and see how she's going to work. Alright, so there are ports on that side. They're the USB in and all. I'm assuming this is going to be a thing where I remove the battery and this goes in the place of the battery. So I'm assuming this is going to work. Because I don't see a power cable or anywhere on, or power hole anywhere on this sucker. We'll say this is a great camera. Probably, there's probably fancier stuff nowadays for live streaming, but I mean, honestly, it does a fantastic job. You can get nice picture and stuff, and it will thin pretty decently autofocus. My husband bought it for me like 10 years ago to take pictures of toys when I had a toy review website that I used to run for fun. Which I don't run anymore. Shit. That might have just killed our internet. Let's get that plugged back in quickly. We still streaming? Hello. Tell me if I'm still live. Because I just unplugged the internet. There we go. Alright. Alright, so that's my power brick. I'm assuming this goes into the battery hole. Maybe not like that. Maybe like this instead. Oh, yeah, that worked. Alright. Let me throw this shit away. Got that shit packaged like it's a fucking iPhone 4. Jesus. Alright. And then we're going to see if she has juice. Okay. That's not working. Let's figure out why. Okay, is there a button or something on this? No. That's plugged in, and this is on. The power block is on. So it should be working, but it's not. Hello. Yes, I'm trying to get this sucker to work in my camera. Okay, it all looks right to me. But the camera says no. Oh, I'm dumb. I unhooked the freaking... Does the camera say yes now? No. Okay, this is basic testing. Let's try the battery back in. Camera on. Alright, she works with the battery back in, so we're good. So the camera's fine. It's just this charger. Okay. Okay. She's not working. And that is why we test these things. Put that back on. We don't need the lens damaged. Alright, let's check it. This is just standard port in. Standard port in. I feel like I gotta be missing like a switch or something on this. Maybe. Riveting, I know, but I'll be super honest. I kind of expected just to plug this in and then it would work. The electric socket's working because the internet is working. Oh. Okay. All right. Oh, fuck. Where'd it go? Okay. All right. Hell yeah. Okay. Apparently the cable that goes into the power brick has to go in a specific way. But once it's in there, she runs. Alright, so there we go. Got that running off of AC power. So hopefully on Sunday, we won't run out of juice while we're filming Star Wars. Which is awesome. So, I've got Cad Bane, the B2s, the Droid Specialists, the ARC Troopers, and Rex, and my AAT outside right now spraying. I kind of ruined all of my 3D printed terrain. Not all of it. All the buildings at least, but this kind of stuff that I didn't try, like coding to and texturing, like that's all good. So I don't need to reprint all the crates and stuff at least. But yeah, I kind of ruined it all. So how did I do that? I used Mod Podge and really fine aquarium sand to try to add sand texture to it. And it looked pretty good when I was doing it. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll knock it all out so that I have it in time for Sunday. When I sprayed it, what I thought was a like little over the top texture became clear that it was like a super over the top texture. And all of my terrain basically looks like genital warts now. So it's very corn smutty. It's not good. I'm going to be throwing it all away later today, which kind of kills me right in the fucking heart. Because that was like 2 weeks worth of printing and an entire spool of plastic. But I've got the printing down now, so it should be quicker this time to get it done. No, I'm not showing you. It's out back. I'm not bringing it in. It looks really bad. I thought it looked pretty good. Like, I was like, oh, this looks pretty decent. This looks pretty decent. And then when I sprayed it, but the texture was just, it was too much. It looks really super, super bad. So, it's not what I want. So I'm reprinting everything. Starting right now, I'm finishing off that spool. Yeah, I could turn it into something, but it wouldn't be what I want it to be. Like, it wouldn't look like Tatooine buildings. No. It's downstairs. I'm not showing it off. It's very, very crappy. The camera's working, so that's a good thing. So I'm printing off a couple things to finish off that spool, and then I'm going to start printing the buildings again. They sadly are not going to be done in time for the Sunday game, but yeah, don't use a very fine aquarium sand. The texture is way too large for trying to make Tatooine Mos Eisley buildings. So this is what we learned. In other news, I've been working on my cutie little tank here. I just started blocking in some colors on him last night. And I came up with the start of a color palette that I think I really like for the Tyranids. So, yeah. So pretty happy with the start of that. So I'm going to probably play with this some more tonight, but I think this is definitely the path I'm going to go. So, with that being said, since I've got the camera on, I should probably paint some more Star Wars guys to get them finished in time. But I'm going to do other shit instead, because that's the kind of dummy that's the kind of dummy I am. Yeah, I might not throw it away, but I mean, it's not the table I want. So I mean, I'm not going to use it for that. I might be able to use it for something else, but like, this actually, if I'm completely honest, really demonstrates like the power of a 3D printer. Because like that terrain probably would have cost me like $150 just to buy it outright. And then I ruined it. Like, just flat out 100% it's ruined. And that would just be money that, I'd throw it away. Instead, it ended up costing me, like $19 or something for the spool. And I mean, I printed a bunch of other shit off that spool. But it cost me whatever just the plastic cost was and then time. And now, since I want it again, I can just be like, oh, beep, 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 beep. And it's Like, I already have it printing again downstairs. I'm printing the doors and the little pieces to finish off the sprue. You know, that's the really cool thing about a 3D printer, right? Like, I don't need to go and scour the island and be like, oh, I need to find another really expensive box of this stuff because I destroyed it. I can just be like, oh, I'm gonna print this again because I didn't like how it came out. I want it to look different. And if really you ever needed a really good example of what, like, the strength of a 3D printer, it's that, like, 100%, right? Like, I can choose just to be like, oh, I'm going to do this again. I was not happy with the result. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, because any other way to get it, it would not be that way. Even if someone else had 3D printed it for me, like if I had paid a company to 3D print it for me, you know, this stuff would be dumpstered, and then I'd be waiting 2 weeks to a month to get the new stuff, especially if it's from Europe. I mean, you're talking maybe 2 months there to get delivered. But I mean, I'm already reprinting it, right? Like, I'm printing the small bits for it already right now. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Something else I was playing with last night. I thought it might be fun to turn my ogres into pigs. So I started playing with maybe sculpting and turning them into pigs. It needs some love still, but this is my really quick idea to try it out. I think there's some legs there. I think it could be really cool. And have like a Legend of Zelda 2 style, like, Ganondorf pig army of ogres would be really cool. So yeah, I think there's definitely some legs there. So I'm looking into that. I think it'd be pretty cool. I also sculpted some more oversized genitals onto my Slaanesh stuff, which I'm not going to show off on stream yet, anyway. But they'll get shown off eventually. All right, so what are we actually doing? We're trying to find our box of gravel. That's what we're doing. There we go. Wow. All right. Enough of me bitching about things. Top Fun or Top Fin aquarium gravel. Really, you can just go pick these up from outside, but I was at the store anyway buying aquarium sand. So I wanted to save myself some time, so I picked up some aquarium gravel. So I want to finish up my Sylvaneth, so we're going to work on them a bit. Just gonna pull this out, pull some of it out, throw it on the pallet. It's right there, little stones. And then we're gonna put this off to the side so that I don't spill aquarium gravel everywhere. These are my Sylvaneth. They're my sort of like bog skull tree guys. Pretty happy with them. We are going to add some stones to their bases because I'm going to start working further on their bases. So let me find my glue. So they're going to get like bog bases. So it's going to be a mix of grass and flock and little plants and then poured resin. Like poured colored resin. So first off, so this base as it stands right now, this is GW texture paint plus real earth. So I went and grabbed just some dirt. Took the finest stuff, put it on there. It just adds a little bit more texture. So I'm basically just going to glue these on. And once they're glued on, I'm going to come back and maybe paint them, or I might leave them the colors that they are. I might paint them for uniformity though. But just gluing some little stones on. Just like that. Just to add to the the bogginess of this. There we go. Let's put another one there. There we go. And we'll put another one back here. Yeah, I'll probably paint these all gray just so they match. Alright. We're just going to walk through and add some stones to a couple of them. And we'll do a couple of each kind. I am trying to get more into basing and stuff like this, so like it's not something I've been doing a lot of, but I've been trying. Specifically, I've been trying with my bigger knights and stuff. I've been trying to do them with really fancy bases. So I'm trying to get my base game a little bit, because I think the bases, I think they're cool, right? Like originally, I thought the base wasn't important, right? Like you really wanted a simple base, so the model would stand out. But now, I'm thinking more that the base like accents the model. So I've been trying to more and more put more effort into the bases, and trying to make them like a neat accent to tell the story of the model a little bit, you know, and to share that character, right? Like, oh, this model's in ruins. Well, you know, does that carry through as a story of that model to the viewer? Okay, here just a couple of them. So I have 8 Sylvaneths. So we're gonna do the bases for 4 of them, and then I'll do the other 4 later. This guy will be the 4th. So these guys, they're just from the Warcry Sylvaneth box, which is awesome. I kind of just picked it up on a whim, just because the store had it, and I was sort of on a Warcry kick that day, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Let's do that. And honestly, I'm super happy with these guys. They're actually one of my most favorite painting projects at the minute, or things that I'm most happy with. Alright, so it's half of them stoned up. Next, let me break out my sort of real plants box. Oh! Okay. Oh, these are my assorted real plants. This is not a bag of pot. This is clump foliage. We've got some different kinds of lichen here. We'll use some of that as well. We have this sort of stringy foliage. Here's some more clump foliage, some more lichen, and then this is our flock. And then let me look at what grass tufts I have. All right, let's look at the grass tufts. Let's see, we have swamp tufts. They're nice. We've got lowland shrubs. They're nice. Wasteland tufts. They don't fit. Deadland tufts, they don't fit. Winter tufts, they don't fit. And then I have some mountain tufts, which also don't fit in. So, we're not going to use any of those. We're going to use these guys here. Okay, so let's start off. Let's add a couple of tufts. So we're going to start with this guy with the sword. So not gonna lie, buying tufts is one of those like guilty pleasure kind of things that I do. Like every time I go to the game store, I'm like, oh, this grass looks cool. Let me buy that. You know, and even if I don't have a plan for it. Alright, so I'm just going to put a little tuft there. Just one. And then let's get some of this. This looks cool. We'll get some of this as well. Oh, I don't want that getting on the tufts. We'll actually move the tufts out of the way so we have a working area here. We got this little guy. Let's cut that down a little bit more. Say like that. It's pretty cool now. It's a little bit of a tentacle of a lichen. Alright, and we're gonna put that somewhere here in his base. Let's actually. I'll be right back. I gotta get some water. Alright, we have to make some Elmer's glue water mixture real quick. So, fill it in, just a tiny bit of water, and then I'm going to put in about half that again of Elmer's glue. Oh, that tiny bit of water is actually a lot of bit of water. Crap. Oh well, we'll make a lot of it. Worst case, I'll do the other guys after stream. Okay, now I don't want to use a nice brush for this because it's going to crap the brush up. So, that brush is, whoa. That brush is literally trash. Throw that one away. Let's find a different one. This one I'll do. So this, as you can see, is a pretty garbo brush, but it'll do for this. This is really watery. It's all good. We'll make it work. We will make it work. Elmer's glue costs $1. We don't mind using more of it to get a better consistency for our glue water mixture. Get that mixed up until it's kind of milky. Yeah, that's good. So it should kind of be the consistency of like skim milk. So there we go. Alright, now we're going to paint that on in a couple of spots. Let me pull this weird plant off of it. Come on, go. Thank you. Now it falls into the stupid milk. Okay, you go away. Thank you. Alright, now we're going to paint this on in a couple of spots. Pretty much anywhere we want flock and or want to do plants. It is going to dry clear, so we don't have to worry about that as long as we don't put it on too thick. So if I put this on too thick, it's not going to dry clear. It's going to dry with a clear layer and white underneath. And then like a month later, it'll dry clear. Alright. This is flock. It's basically dust with some color in it. Sometimes it's sawdust, sometimes it's like foam. But we'll use it to simulate little bits of like grass and stuff that have grown up in this mossy kind of area. So you're not going to be afraid to put some on top. Oh crap. You can tell I don't use flock very often. But like I said, I'm just trying to get the hang of basing now, so. Go, put some more on there, like that. There we go. Let's get a little bit like that, looking pretty cool. And then we're gonna. Don't want to use this piece now. Let's use some of the. Let's use some of these. They're cool. Let's use those. There we go. Let's pull one of those out. We're gonna rip one of those off like that. We're gonna put it back here, like. So he's got some different kind of plants sort of growing all over his base, like that. So I'm going to come back and I'll paint those rocks in. Let's do a little bit more flock. Like over here. Just so it's not like the flock's only in one area. There we go. And then he'll get some clear resin poured like amongst all of it to make it look like a marsh after I paint the rocks. Alright, so same thing with the next guy. Same idea. We've got this lady here. I really don't want to hold her over the glue mixture. That could be bad. Got this lady right here. She's got that like honey badger come at me pose. She's pretty rad. We're gonna get working on her base. Yeah, I really like the idea that these are like bog, like undead versions of the Sylvaneth, right? Like, you know, they're like the rot bog kind of version. Let's get her some flowers because she's a lady and that's not at all sexist. So let's get her some flowers. In truth, these characters are supposed to be like lost souls that have been reanimated in trees. GW, when they moved to Age of Sigmar, really did this thing where they tried to redefine all their elves. So these are like tree elves, and there's also like sea elves, and now we're getting like magical spirit elves. But they really tried to like mix them up, and a lot of that has to do with the fact they were trying to actually copyright them, and just like generic elf you can't copyright because it's just so generic. So they tried to spice them up a little bit, and I quite like the tree elves. I think they're neat. I don't think I would ever want a whole army of them, but like as a Warcry like faction, I think they're the bomb. You know, like this, maybe I'll pick up a box of Dryads one day, and you know that's it, right? Like I can have one little concise, neat idea of making these like skeleton trees, and that's it, right? Like I don't need to do a whole army of them or anything like that. Just this one little idea of skeleton trees. All right, let's put a little bit more here. Oh, shit. And we'll put a little bit more of this bright green there. Just little bits of it sort of mixed in for the wet forest floor there. Alright, and then she's all done. We'll put her off to the side as well. Alright, we got our last guy here with his scythe and skull face. We'll get some grass tufts for him as well. Really happy this charger is working. Really, the stream was just to set the charger up and make sure that it worked. And I wanted to do something on the stream just to check for check to make sure that like the charger is still working. You know what I mean? Like not like it stopped working like 5 minutes in kind of thing. So I think we're in the clear from how it's doing. I'm pretty happy with it. Camera doesn't seem to have any trouble or anything, which is really, really cool. Alright, so let's get some flock up in here. Put some flock and stuff here. We'll put some back here. And we'll just have it wrap all around that foot like that. Boop, 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 doop. Boop, 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 doop. Shake it off. Yep. Some more little glue in here like this. So the goal is just to make sort of like a weird plant looking forest base, and then when I add the resin onto it, it should look pretty boggy. The thing is, I'm not going to be able to add the resin today because resin, when it dries, it contracts, so it pulls everything up. So if I were to add resin today, it would basically pull all of the plants up because they're not fully set and dry yet. Once they're set and dry, though, I mean, it'll be perfectly fine. But until then, it would basically ruin all the plants. Because as I pour it on here, it's going to come in contact with the plants and partially submerge some of them and stuff like that. There we go for him. Let's give him some little flowers too. I think that's fun. These guys are kind of on a little bit more nature-y versions of the bases I do for my Nurgle stuff. Minus the like toxic puddles and stuff like that I usually put on them. There we go. Alright. Now I'll get some of our glue mixture that we made. Don't want it on the rim. Fill in this whole area here with glue mixture. And we're going to hit this area here as well. And then this area too. Okay. Let's get some flocking on there. Just like that. We got a bunch in the plant. We want to get that out. We don't want it in the plant. We want it all around the plant, but not in the plant. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. Put some little bits here and there. As you can see, it's not covering 100%, but that's good. I don't want it to. We'll tap it off, so any extra that's super loose will fall off. And there he goes. He's got a bunch of plants on his base now. Let's give him some lichen as well. There's some more glue down. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And let's put a piece of lichen back here as well. Like maybe he's jumping over it or something. Alright, we'll get a little bit bigger piece of lichen there. Oh, it fell all apart. It's okay. It's nature. It's not perfect. That's actually not true. Lots of natural things are perfect. Look at the sunflower. But nature is perfect on a micro and macro scale, not on 35mm scale. There we go. All right. So there he goes. He's got some flowers there. He's got some stones. He's got some little bits of lichen and stuff. Pretty rad. Well, I would like to test the camera out for about an hour. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually work on the other guys too. Work on their bases. Oh, I know what I forgot. I will be right back. Because I actually got something super cool that I forgot to add, but restarted the 3D printer to print more doors. I got a giant freaking paintbrush. Why did I get a giant freaking paintbrush? One, it was $1 at Walmart, which is crazy. Two, if I do this, it's not going to work very well to cut these. Okay, that's not going to work very well. So the idea is to cut off bristles and use them like this and have them be like cattails. That's the idea. I need to find my scissors though. So I can take them, just dip them in like that, and then they go everywhere, which is not what I want. That's what I want. Like that, so there's some like cattails and stuff sticking out. And it's going to be a bog. Alright, let me find something that will cut this better than nippers. I was hoping for scissors, but I don't think it's gonna work. So, box cutter. Box cutter should do a decent job. Alright, so let's try expanding that out a little bit. Alright, so we're going to grab, say like this. There we go. Oh, I don't know if the box cutter is going to work very well, but we're going to try. We're trying, fam. We're doing it. Okay, yeah. Box cutter doesn't work. I'll be back with scissors in a minute. Ugh. Okay. Try it again. Much better. Alright. So that's what the goal to wind up with is. That's kind of all over the place. I'm going to pull that off, reset it. Okay. Just going to tap the end into the glue. Fix it to the base. I'm not even on stream. Oh, there we go. Alright. So now she's got some like tall cattails on her base too, which will be pretty darn cool. So let's take that idea, let's make them a little bit shorter because I feel like that one's a little bit too big. I'm going to keep them going out because I think that this as an idea really adds to the idea that it's a bog, right? Like cattails are something you always see in bogs. I think that will add a lot in addition to the water when we add it. Really help to sell our character concept of our bog creatures. There's another one of cattails for her. Yeah, so that looks pretty darn cool, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty rad. And then she'll get water resin on her base. Yeah. Alright, well let's get cattails for the rest of them. And then we'll do some rocks as well. So just gonna grab a pinch of these again and snip them off. Like that. There we go. Now the charging cable isn't in my way. I'll say this guy's got cattails back behind here. Tier 3. We'll try to position those out a little bit. Crap. We'll just pull them out of the ground. Fuck. There we go. There we go. And then we will get some more on his base because I like the idea of the cattails. I think that's really cool. We'll get him a little bit longer set this time. I guess cattails is wrong because cattails have the big puffs on the end. I guess this is more of like reeds. Really. Cattails is the wrong phrase. It's more of like reeds and grasses and stuff. Yeah, so there he goes. So that's him. Looking pretty snazzy on his base. Alright, we got 2 more to do cattails on, and then we're back to glowing rocks. Alright, this guy's only going to get 1, because I've been doing 2 on everybody, so I kind of want to break that up a little bit. I don't want everybody to have the same, like everybody's got 2. So this guy's only going to get 1. There we go. He's got 1 on his base there. Let's just suck in a little bit more. There we go. And then we got our big guy, so he's going to get a couple of them. This is a Kurnothi Hunter. What that means in elf stuff, I don't know. To me, it just means big tree guy. These models can have a big scythe, or they can have a bow, or a big freaking sword. So they got a bunch of cool options. Since I built these guys for Warcry and not an army, I built one of each option so I could try them all out, which is really one of the benefits of Warcry. So you do get to try, you know, if you build like that, you get to try everything out. But it also means that if I wanted these guys to be an army, I'd basically have like 3 guys that wouldn't be correctly equipped, which is annoying, but it is what it is. And then he's got some more reeds there as well. And let's do one more set of reeds on him, since he is the big guy, and he does got that big 50 mil base. Yeah, I like the reeds a lot. Cattails is the wrong word, reeds is the correct word, but I think they look really cool. So here we go. That one's falling down. Don't fall down. Damn it. I should be painting stormtroopers. Make sure they get painted, but in time for Sunday. Because this evening I'm going to go have to help a coworker move. So I'm probably not going to have a ton of time in the evening to paint. But it's okay. They're just stormtroopers. They'll get done in time, I'm sure. There we go. So he's got some reeds on his base as well. So pretty darn cool. Yeah. So there we go. Am I going to do the other ones now? No, I'm going to call it. The camera, it seems to be working just fine. I mean, it's been running for about an hour. Or, I mean, at least 40 minutes off of the cable. So I think that should be fine. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a little break and go give my dog a bath. And then I will finish the rest of those guys up later. But thank you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Go check my 3D prints, see if they're still running. And I will see anybody that wants to come on Sunday when I play Legion.